I have many memorable memories from my life. I'll never forget the day I successfully started my own business, or the day that I bought my first car. But there is one special day that will stay with me my whole life. This is my most picture perfect and favorite memory. The time is coming, the day is nearly here. My hairs are standing up on their ends. I'm going to become a father. Welcome to the world, Luca. I'll do everything I can to love and protect you, my child, because I love you with my life. Another one of my favorite memories of all time is playing soccer with Luca in the backyard. We were living in a small two-story house which had a small yet spacious backyard. We would play for hours trying to score goals against each other. I would usually let him win on purpose, and he would always run around the yard with a homemade trophy saying he won the World Cup. Cutest thing ever. He would jump in the air and extend his arms to the sky while yelling, "Goal!" The look through his eyes revealed what true happiness was. And seeing a kid happy is one of the best feelings in the world. These kinds of memories are my favorite. Without a care in the world, I would have fun with what I brought to the world. For a moment, nothing else mattered. Nothing else was more worth of my time than my own child. But it's funny how things can change. One day you could be having the time of your life, the next nothing is worth a time in your life. A couple years later, when Luca was about 6.5, his mother and I had already split up. My phone buzzed. She wanted to talk to me. The following sentence I will take to my grave, the day my life changed forever. I am moving to Australia for work and I'm taking Luca with me. She said in a tone as if I didn't have a choice. My heart dropped. I held my breath for a minute as if I didn't know if this was real. Am I dreaming? I asked as I pinched myself. The case went to court and we were now waiting for an answer as to who would have custody of him. A couple days later, Luca had called me. "Hey Luca," I answered. "We won. I'm going to Australia, Dad. The judge said I could." He replied, "Have you ever simply been so distraught that you did not know how to react? To the point where you wanted to give up but couldn't?" My heart shattered in a million pieces. I was confused, angry, sad, and felt so uncomfortable I almost threw up. I sat down and took a deep breath. "Luca," I replied, "do you understand this means you won't see Dad again?" With a brief pause, you heard his breathing increase even more. "I won't see you again, Dad?" he asked. I knew he didn't know the full story. I mean, you can't tell a 6-year-old that they'll never see their dad again. I stayed awake in bed with millions of thoughts going through my mind. Knowing that I was not going to be part of Lucas' life, physically, tore me apart. That night, I couldn't fall asleep. Laying on my back with my eyes wide open in the dark, I thought about Lucas' future. Would he remember who I am? I figured I would not be there for his first girlfriend, the first time he shaves, to show him the fundamentals of life, or even see him graduate and turn into a grown man. I could not bring him to training every week and see him play soccer on the weekends. I decided not to sleep that night. I wasn't tired anyway. A couple of months later, the day arrived. This is where my most second impactful memory I have starts. I met up with my sister and my mother where we drove to the international airport. Luca had already arrived with his maternal grandparents and was ready to leave for Australia. I ran across the airport, stepping through people and jumping over luggage to reach Luca. I grabbed him and hugged him so tight I squeezed all of the air out of him. "I love you, Luca. Always remember that." I mumbled as a tear slowly made its way down my cheek. "I love you too, Dad," he answered, with the last remaining breath he had. I stood up and looked straight in his beautiful brown eyes. We walked away to a nearby bench for a final goodbye. Not wanting to let go, the time had come. He slowly made his way through security. Looking back, he would wave and blow kisses across the room. I could not hold my emotion and my vision was blurry from the tears. With the final look back, he whispered, "I love you, Dad." The last touch, the last look and final goodbye had ultimately broken me. My sister and my mum trying to calm me down with their presence, but nothing they said would possibly calm me down. Nothing could. The following couple of years, I devoted my life to work as hard as possible to go visit Luca in Australia. Although Luca lived 10,500 miles away from me, I never gave up on him. For the next 11 years, I called him every week. We chatted for hours and talked about everything. I even visited a couple times. He would also travel to France on school holidays so he could finally see him again. Seeing him arrive through the airport security gates is the most exhilarating feeling I have ever gotten. As if he was born again, he gets to be all mine for a couple of weeks. We would go skiing together in the French Alps, ride motor scooters in Bali, go on cruises around Europe, and spend so much quality time together, catching up on life and our father-son relationship. Although he lives far away, I have never given up on him. I'll always be there. I try my hardest every day to succeed because every boy needs a dad to brag about. And I like to believe that I'm a good inspiration and role model. Thank you for all the moments, Luca. I love you.